the record is not finished, right? It's 120 songs, this album. I'm out here and I'm killing. They still ain't giving me no shine yet, but I'm still counting these millions. I'm so far from reaching the legendary status of Dr. Dre, but that doesn't mean that me having this interview or me recording this album can't inspire someone. You know, for me, I started cleaning toilets. That's what I did for money. The amount of time they waste on Snapchat, the amount of time they waste on Facebook, the amount of time they waste chasing girls when they could be changing the world is ridiculous. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Ryan Leslie, and we about to get into some discussion about my album right here on Backspin TV.
Yeah, designer pain, why I sell young, sick and in love. Young, sick and in love, yeah. She give me good love. Let's. Yo, it's that summertime vibe, summertime flow. When the sun...
So the story about the album title, first and foremost, the album title is just 4 letters. It's a 4-letter word. We know what those are in English, you know. I won't get into them, but my album title is a 4-letter word, MZRT. So some say it's short for Mozart without the vowels. And for me, it's actually an acronym, which is the Magnificently Zealous Renegade Takeover. And what that means is that I understand that the methodologies and philosophies that I'm using around distributing my music and staying in touch with my fans is pretty revolutionary. And it'll take some time for it to catch on. But I do believe that that's going to be it's going to be the answer for the music industry, at least for some of us. And so the Renegade Takeover, it's zealous, it's ambitious, it's also magnificent, and the music itself is ambitious and zealous and magnificent. So that's the vibe behind the title. The cover artwork of the album, what's beautiful about this album is that I was really able to collaborate with a lot of young artists, whether it was the producers or even the folks that did the cover artwork. So I have a couple of longtime collaborators. One of them is named Brian Rivera, the other one named Harris Fazlani, and there was a photo shoot that I actually did in Germany last year, and they said, you know what, for the cover you shouldn't show your face because you should be representing everyone. Everyone should be able to place themselves on that cover. So it's still recognizably me. It's still, you know, the black leather jacket blacked out, but it's faceless because I really want everyone who's part of this movement to be able to relate to the movement, and so that they can actually have the ability to project themselves onto this album cover and feel what I'm talking about. So if we had to think about which song describes my personality the best on this album, I mean, the album is really like one song, honestly. You know, it's a swan song, it's a magnum opus. It's just talking about my experience over the last 2 years on this crusade to revolutionize the music industry by giving creators control of their audience. And so the beautiful element of an album is that it has so many different ebbs and flows and peaks and valleys and concepts that you cover. And it would be nearly impossible to encapsulate the personality of a human being or the experience of 2 years in just 5 minutes, which is why an album is an hour long. You have to listen to the whole album to get where I am, and you have to listen to the whole album to actually vibe and catch the whole wave that I'm on. You know, so we have the romantic elements, we have the hustlers elements, we have the ambition, inspirational elements, we have the music moments where it's, you know, great orchestration, instrumentation. And so the album, that's a beautiful piece about being independent. I could just release it as an album, and that's how I want people to enjoy it. So you gotta listen to the whole thing. You wanna know where I am, what I'm feeling, what I'm going through, you gotta listen to the whole album. We have a record called Stupidest Kind of Love, which is, you know, I'm singing, it's a little bit slower tempo. And then we have on the other side of the spectrum, we have No Prisoners, which is, you know, it's a fighting song, you know. So yeah, there's so many different vibes on it, but yeah, Stupidest Kind of Love, I guess the sweetest. But I don't even know if that's sweet, because I'm telling the girl, look, don't fall in love with me. It's stupid to do that, you know. The most emotional song on the album would have to be kind of a tie between Ride for Each Other and Designer Pain. Designer Pain is, is a true story. It's actually written about a girl from Berlin, honestly, I was recording the Black Mozart album, and she came to the studio to interview me, and then, I was like, hey, come back to America with me, and it worked out for a little while, and then it didn't work out, and that's the beautiful responsibility of being an artist, is you're supposed to write about those experiences.
Playing in the background, it's a love song, made me reminisce about our love. Gone. Girl, I really miss you in our song.
We don't talk anymore, but when I made the first rough demo, I emailed it to her. She didn't respond, though. It's interesting, she didn't respond. And that's just life, It's just interesting the way that life works, how you could be that close to someone, how you can, share life, how you can be best friends, and then all of a sudden there's something that goes down, and then they realize that it's probably better if you don't speak. Maybe it hurts too much for them. I mean, I'm good. I mean, if she were to reach out today, we could pick it right back up, you know what I mean, friendship or otherwise, because, it's about a human experience. At the same time, I love songs because they give you the ability to just let it out. You can put it on record and it's there, and even if it's a one-way conversation, you can share that conversation with thousands of people, and maybe they relate to it too. So it's actually one of the favorites off the album in terms of people writing me about it. And, performing that song is great. I love the chords, and, I like that. Designer Pain,
All in your sleeve, we both leave just to come back. When them hearts attack, it'll leave you paralyzed. Conversations.
Music is subjective, so when you ask what the craziest beat is on the album, that's going to be a matter of opinion. Like, people got to listen to it and say, oh, okay, well, wow, this beat is crazy. It's like when you listen to Dr. Dre, Chronic 2001, there's some crazy beats on that album, and then at the same time, the simplest beat is the beat that everybody talks about, explosive, right? So it's like, it's just one guitar line with just that crazy, and it's just so crazy because it's so simple and so elevated because of the simplicity of it. Somebody tell them kids in there, they definitely gotta get their energy up. We don't have time for sleeping. In the studio with me, get your energy up. No sleeping. Let me see. There's already been some studio sessions that have been released from the album, so when you listen to Never Break Down and the fact that we went and got horns and a choir, and we did the same thing for Millens, horns, choir, synths, just putting that, live guitars, live drums. So if people want to see it, you can go get Millens. It's on YouTube already. You can watch it being made. The horns, the keys, the strings, the live drums, the live guitar with the homie Gabe on guitar. There are a lot of other rappers in the game that are punchline rappers. I'm a storyteller. So, I guess I'm more of a wordsmith that tells stories through poetry. I love rhyming words and poetry and cadence and flows and rhythms. I always say my homie Fab is really like a punchline guy, amazing punchlines and metaphors and simile. I'm just telling the story right now. My record is a blueprint for, it's like a textbook almost, so it's not a lot on there that's funny necessarily. It's very serious. And it feels good though. Serious is good. It's like the difference between, going swimming and doing like a serious workout. So you can go to the beach and go swimming and you have fun, and then you get in the gym and you sweat and you put those reps up, and it's serious. And so that's really what this album is about, is that it's pretty serious. And let's see. I mean, we got bars on the record that mean I'm a genie. 580 horses in my Lamborghini. When I pulling beauties out, that mean I'm with Van Rini. That's actually a fan and now a friend. His name is T-Ball Van Rini. when I'm pulling beauties out, that mean I'm with Van Rini. I'm disguising 30 cars, that mean you never see me. And so for that video, we're gonna pull out 30 Lamborghinis. He's coming to Jersey. He has a connection. He's the president of the Lamborghini Club. He's gonna bring out 30 cars. So you won't be able to know. It's like, where's Ryan? What car is he in, right? But I mean, like, really, the record is a lot more kind of autobiographical. You know, when I say, look, my niece and my nephew, now they looking up, got the whole world wondering what I'm cooking up. You know what I'm cooking up? Ain't a rap I ever dropped that y'all ain't looking up. On that jumbo to the UAE, you ain't with my focus, homie, you ain't me. I made a milli off of just a few. Guess that mean if I could do it, you could do it too. Count it, you know. So, I mean, yeah, these are not punchline raps. These are not like, hey, you know, I do this like that, or, you know, G's move in silence like lasagna. You know, I'm not making those kind of raps on this record. While I love those kind of raps, you know, I understand what I wanted this body of work to be, and I want this body of work to be. It's a snapshot of what I'm going through right now. You know, I went independent in 2010. And I decided, like, look, if I'm going to go independent, I want to be able to do it in a way that other people can follow. So when I say I made a milli off of just a few, guess that mean if I could do it, you could do it too. It's not just about, like, some lucky magic dust sprinkling on your career and you can make $1 million. It's about actually having a real blueprint. We built technology that other artists can use and being able to have a specific steps that you could follow to achieve the same success that I was able to achieve. And it's moderate success, you know. It's not hundreds of millions of dollars. It's not, you know, stadiums all over the world. But, I mean, it's still millions of dollars, you know. And I know it's a lot of artists out there that would love to be able to have that, to be able to reinvest that in their career. And, you know, that's what this record is about. And the other piece about this record is the record is not finished, right? It's 120 songs, this album. Right, so we're just talking about the first 12 of 120. Every month, it's crazy. Every month from now till the end of my career, till I retire, I'm dropping a new song. So, you know, there's so many ways that this album can go. Maybe I do decide, like, hey, we're getting in the studio with Fab, or, you know, I'm going back to the United States to work with Wiz Khalifa, and maybe we get in the studio and it's more fun. This first set of songs is really serious, though. You know, but you should listen to it. It's still good music. You know, it's great music. I love the music. Designer Pain, YSL. It's so beautiful. Like when you think about that, you know, YSL is like a designer, Yves Saint Laurent, right? But in the context of this song, Designer Pain, YSL, young, sick, and in love. Pour your heart out all on your sleeve. We both leave just to come back. You know, when them hearts attack, it'll leave you paralyzed. Conversation sterile. You know, and I think everybody can relate to that. You know, the sterile conversation. You're across the table from somebody, and you're trying to express to them how you really feel, and they've already written you off as a person, so they can't understand it, and they just say, "Oh man, he's just talking," you know. And you really trying to convey to them, like, no, it was real. You know, despite the fact that I have my human shortcomings, despite the fact that I messed up, or I misled you, or you know, I was acting in a way that made you feel less than great. It's not because I didn't care, you know, not that it was intentional. And they might just write you off, you know, because once they have a heart attack, you know, they're paralyzed. They can't even move forward. They can't see beyond the situation or the words or the circumstances that made them upset. What's crazy on this album is that we got 2 R&B features on this album, right? So I've never really had R&B features on any albums. I always had rap features, right? I had Cassie, you know, on my debut project, but then we had Fab. In the second project we had Pusha T. Third project we had Fab again. You know, so yeah. So Bobby V, Jasmine Villegas, both featured on the project. Bobby V flew all the way to Paris to lay down that hook on sounds. Jasmine V, I mean, you can watch the video on YouTube. We've always had a great chemistry. That's like a little sister to me in the music business, so it was great to be able to get her energy on a record. And then I think for me, the real features on the album are the members of the Black Phoenix Beat Club. I had a beat club, And that beat club allows for producers from all over the world to submit music to me and be featured on my album. And so maybe they're not rapping, but their music is featured. And then I take those ideas, and if you look on YouTube, you look at Never Break Down, you look at Millens, you look at The Wood, you're going to see those features, and you see those young kids in the studio, and just the opportunity that I had to be inspired by them and work with them in the studio is crazy. And so that's, when you listen to the album, you'll really be able to hear that. From Wonder Girl to Ill Mind, Kawhi, Danny Oz, BMR, No Genre, Tony Talkbox, you know, from all over the world, man. And bringing, you know, we actually brought Wonder Girl out to Berlin. We brought her to the Hansa studio to record New. So yeah, those are, if I would say, those are the real superstars of the album, the young producers that were able to collaborate on the music.
Fuck everything you used to. We on that new. We riding Teslas while you pushing that Isuzu. We making history, man. You know we need a news crew. We getting money. We don't care about what you do. Fuck.
I don't allow that on my album. Bad features. Everything is great. You know, it's not allowed. We won't even keep. You know, there's features I've received from artists. I won't name them. That we just said no. This is not. This wouldn't be appropriate. You know, I hold my music and creative process at the highest standard. Anybody that's worked with me knows that, you know, I have extremely high standards for executing a vision for my album. Many times at the detriment of people, oh, you're so last minute. Oh, you know, why would you change this? How come you didn't just drop the album? The people are waiting. And I want to make sure that everything is. Because I feel like once it's recorded and it's released, and it's there for life. Even this interview, the album didn't come out till the 4th of July. It was supposed to come out on New Year's Eve. So I mean, like a special part of the recording process. I mean, you got to think, like Millens was actually recorded in a laundromat. I mean, not recorded, but written in a laundromat. You know, so when you talk about the recording process, you know, I had received some beats, and we were just going through beats. You know. We on tour, so I don't have a personal, you know, laundry person on tour. So I go to the laundry with the rest of the crew, man. You know, I could pay for the hotel to do it, man, but like life is about experiences that you have with other people. So I would have just been sitting in my hotel while somebody, you know, clean my clothes, and I say, hey man, I'm gonna go with y'all, man. We sit down and do our laundry together, and we just had the beats going while we were waiting. And yeah, Millens, that's what I was saying. I'm out here and I'm killing. They still ain't giving me no shine yet, but I'm still counting these millions. And people laughing like, oh man, this doesn't even make any sense because you're sitting in a laundromat. What you mean you counting millions? A millionaire doesn't go, you know, wash his clothes in the laundromat, you know, with the guys. I do, you know. So that was fun. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I'm just trying to think. There's so much. I really believe that being independent, you don't really have a lot of stress. You know, there's no stress, honestly. Like my fans really ride with me. You know, it's just like if we were stressed by deadlines or planning or, you know, yo, you have to put this out by this time. I'm at a point in time in my career where I have absolute freedom. So I just say, look, you know, I can send everybody a text and say, hey, guys, I need a couple weeks, man, because I'm going to add this to the album. Oh, yeah. Definitely add that. That would be awesome. I can't wait to hear it, you know. So I don't really have any stress like that, you know. I don't stress over money. I don't stress over schedules. I don't stress over features. I don't stress over publishing. I don't stress over anything, you know. The only thing I will say I stress over, but it's not even stress. It's just part of the process. It's just being at the highest level, man, of presentation and being at the highest level of music, highest level on the show format. Still waiting on my Jumbotron, you know. It's been a couple years, man. You know, this will be my 7th European tour. And we want that Jumbotron, man. I put it in a record. Who's that stunting on the Jumbotron? That's me. I'm finally on. I'm waiting for that moment to happen. You know, we've done a few festivals, etc., but we need to own a Ryan Leslie show that has the Jumbotron and thousands of people, hands in the air, you know, I'm gonna tell everybody turn their phone off and just put the phone in the pocket. Just really put your hands up, so you can live in the moment. We'll try it. It's worth a try. I don't have any stress, man. So how did we measure success on this album? I think the only measure of success is how accurate does this album represent the vision of the artist. That's how you measure success in anything. The market conditions are conditions that are beyond the control of one human being, right? So whether or not people receive the album in a certain way, whether or not the charts embrace it. First of all, I'm not even on the charts, right? Because I sell everything privately through my music club. So you're not even getting the music unless you're getting it directly from me. I don't report to SoundScan. I don't report to iTunes. I don't report to Spotify. I report to my Renegades, period. You know what I mean? And so that's it. That's why I'm available. My phone number, I think I gave it on my last Backspin interview. I'm going to give it again. It's +1 915 600 6978. You can reach me on WhatsApp. You can reach me on SMS. You can send me an email. The only people I answer to are the people that really support my project. So if you got a record from my site and you're having an issue downloading or you have any questions at all about it, just hit me directly about it. And so I consider the project successful when it represents my artistic vision. So it's already a massive success in my opinion. When you think about success, I think the album's already wildly successful. And should the album be able to motivate even just one young person to follow their dream? They have a dream of whatever they want to be. They want to be a filmmaker. They want to be whatever they want to be. For me, I started cleaning toilets. That's what I did for money. When we think about humanity, when we think about the changes that we go through as people, we can always look to characters. Like last night we saw the N.W.A. film. You see what an incredible story of all of those guys. When you talk about Dre and when you talk about Ice Cube. And so somebody or something in their lives inspired them to give that much to the world. And so that's what my music, that's what I'm interested in my music doing, I'm so far from reaching the legendary status of Dr. Dre, but that doesn't mean that me having this interview or me recording this album can't inspire someone to take it all the way there. You know what I mean? I look at the folks around me. I look at the folks that I bring on tour with me. I look at the people I collaborate with every day. I say, yo, you can have the impact of Mark Zuckerberg. You could have the impact of Bill Gates. You could have the impact of Steve Jobs, but you got to get to it. You got to work harder. You got to work smarter. You got to put the right team around you together to do it. You got to focus on the right things. I look at my team all the time, man. It's the amount of time they waste on Snapchat, the amount of time they waste on Facebook, the amount of time they waste chasing girls when they could be changing the world is ridiculous. Like, completely ridiculous. I can't tell you. And I can't sit here and say, like, I don't spend any time doing it. But, I'm telling you, like, folks literally, they recording and posting, and they should be focused on relationships. And so my whole technology platform is being focused on relationships. Who did you have dinner with tonight that could change your life? That's what I want to know. Who did you have dinner with tonight that could change your life? They're either going to make an introduction, or they're going to give you a wire, or they're going to make an investment. They're going to get you a camera. They're going to pay for your studio time. Look at the N.W.A. movie. Dr. Dre came out of jail, sat down with Eazy-E and said, look, I need you to change my life, man. Make an investment in me. And he did it. The amount of time I watched my team, seriously, I watched my team focus on girls, man. Oh, this girl is so cute. Oh, I love these snaps. Oh, I love this Snapchat channel. They should be focused on changing the world. That's what I'm saying. So I made a whole album about it. Get focused on changing the world. The way you change the world, you need capital. Get to the capital. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee, or I'll guarantee you right now, right? If my guys on my own team, not to throw them under the bus, if my guys on my own team spent half the time that they spend on Snapchat and Instagram, direct messaging, following girls and trolling and everything, if they spent half the time looking to make relationships with people that could change their lives. You know, and I'm crazy enough, I'll just write an email to a scientist, right? I just wrote an email 3 days ago to a scientist in England. I said, look, there's a study that you did that said I could only have 150 relationships, but I have a super phone, so I think that I could actually have more than that. And he wrote me back. He said, well, I don't think so. So now I'm going to try to change science, right? I'm getting with the neuroscientist in New York in the master's program of neuroscience at NYU to prove that scientist wrong. That's what I'm doing with my time. Also making records, also making technology, also having relationships that I feel can change my life. And I do it because I feel bad telling people to do something that I'm not doing myself. So if I say, yo, man, stop wasting time on Snapchat. They see me on Snapchat all day. I don't think that's the best way to lead by examples. I'm trying to lead by example. I'm getting to the money. I'm getting to the solutions. The visions I have in my head are coming true. When I say I'm going to do something, it happens. I told people, they said, look, Ryan, you're crazy, man. I said, look, I'm going to take my top fans, I'm going to take them on a private jet with me. They said, man, that's crazy. On the 4th of July, well, actually July the 9th, 3 of my top fans in New York City, we had extra seats on my jet. They came on the jet. Their first time on a private jet ever in life. I don't know if they'll ever ride one again, but they can say that they rode one with Ryan Leslie because I said I was going to do it. And so that's really what I'm about, man. And that's what the whole album is about that. I don't even know if this is an answer to your question, right? But the whole album is about that. That's what it's about, man, you know, period. So this has been great with Backspin. I had a great time, great conversation. It's so beautiful, the weather out here in Berlin. And, you know, listen, everything I do is by choice. I don't have any capitalist interests when I make music. I make music to touch lives, give people a window into a world that can make them dream, can inspire them to want to do better, give more to their families, give more to the people they love. So, you know, buying an album, I can understand. I think, you know, I'm living in the future. Why would you spend money on a digital copy of the Mona Lisa, right? Why would you spend money on a digital copy of the Mona Lisa? You could just search it on Google Images and use it as your background, right? Why would you spend money on it, right? So for me, I understand and I believe and I think that people should invest in relationships, right? You should go, whatever y'all want to drink, I got you today, right? Make that investment in relationships because the time that you spend with people, that's what's going to be priceless. So I would say this, the most priceless piece of everything that I do in my world is for you to come to the concert because that's the only way that you'll actually have my full attention. I can have your full attention for 2 hours straight. Minimum, right? Unless they kick me off the stage. You know what I mean? If they don't kick me off the stage, 4.5 hours straight. You know what I mean? So, straight up, what I would say to invest in is you got to come to the concert. And I would say to really enjoy the concert, you got to know the music. So, even if you don't pay for the music, even if you rip it from somewhere, and you know the songs, you're going to have a better time at the concert just because you recognize it's familiar. You dance to it, you sing along. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here on Backspin TV and say, hey, you got to go buy my album, and I want to sell a lot of copies, man. I want to give awesome experiences. I got a New Year's Eve party. It's in a palace in Vienna, Austria. King level, castle raps, you know what I mean? A huge grand piano. In a palace, Vienna, Austria, but it's a palace, so I don't have room for thousands of people. There's only 200 people that can make it. So that's an experience. If you're a Ryan Leslie fan, save up, come to the palace one time in your life. Check it off the bucket list. If you're a Ryan Leslie fan, you should probably come see me perform in Paris one time just because I speak French on stage, and I'm not going to do that in Berlin. Every concert, every show is going to be different. It's going to have something special. I might mess up. I might forget my words. I might, pull somebody on stage. I might let somebody sing the lyrics. I might let somebody send me a text and watch the request come up on the Jumbotron, and we're going to play those songs, and people text me in real time, you know. And so I think that's really what's priceless. And so if you really want to enjoy that experience, you got to know the music. So you can get the music. It's at MZRT.life. not .com because it's a lifetime album, right? So MZRT.life, and it's a lifestyle. I think next year we're going to do a Renegades convention, Renegades Global Convention, congregation. And I think it's going to have to be in Germany because Germany has been, honestly, one of the greatest countries, the greatest level of support. People that discovered me online and said, hey, man, you got to come over and do a concert. And we went from 4 or 5 guys cramped up in one hotel room doing club shows to doing back-to-back shows in Hamburg City, you know what I mean? Just sold out. And so we're going to do it again and again and again as long as I'm alive. That's what I love doing, man. And we'll do it again and again and again. I need a Jumbotron, though, at some point. Just so I can look up and say, man, that's me. So at some point, the concert has to be big enough that the people in the back, I just look like so small on stage that we need the Jumbotron. At some point, we got to get there. And so, I'll figure it out. I will eventually figure it out, but it'll take time. And that's why I said it's zealous. It's a magnificent dream, but it's a takeover because every great movement starts with an idea. But an idea without execution is just hallucination. And we do whatever we can individually and as a team to execute at the highest level. So, like I said, vision taking pictures for my history book. Fuck with me, I'm going to show you how this history look. Everything I recorded is till the end of time. They're going to have to take it from me. I'm defending mine. The champ. Backspin TV. Holla at your boy, Ron Leslie.
Backspin.